My dear friend, today we are going to talk about something completely different. It is getting close to Halloween and I happen to have had a dentist appointment. And this dentist appointment was the most Halloween experience that I ever had. You really want to listen to this story and come to understand what a horror this moment was. It was a normal day, just like today, when I went to the dentist. I went there by bicycle because it is not very far. In the morning I get my bicycle ready, pump up the tires because they were soft. I didn't use my bicycle for a long time, being mostly here in my clinic and busy with making these videos or giving online classes. And at the moment when I had my tires pumped up, first of all there was a flat tire that was clearly going psss. One tire was leaking, so I quickly fixed it and I was very happy. I took enough time to prepare myself to go to the dentist. I had cancelled all my appointments because, just like you probably, I really don't like dentists, so I prefer to not go to the dentist if I can. And for this we have to ask ourselves a few questions. As you know, the dental profession hasn't really changed since the Middle Ages. It's mostly just handiwork, and even though they have all these beautiful white collared clean machines nowadays with making photos and scans and videos, and they have all these additional tools to help you get through your treatment, in the end it is still a form of butchery. The only new invention that they have made in the last 800 years is that now they can stimulate the hormones that cause growth for your teeth, but it is not being sold on the market because otherwise dental appointments become too cheap, and as a result of that a lot of dental practitioners, they can afford their expensive cars and houses anymore. You already understand where I'm going with this story probably. Anyway, I come to my dental appointment and he has a lot of different kind of assistants in his clinic, and the assistant says to wait in the waiting room. And while sitting in the waiting room there is this TV showing movies from the Discovery Channel or the History Channel or something, and there are people really laboring very hard to find gold or metals or something like this, and somebody breaks a leg or somebody scratches a face or all kind of other things happen, through which you start thinking like, is this really appropriate in the waiting room of a dentist? When I am waiting, I slowly start getting nervous because I know that there are some problems with my teeth and the dentist wasn't very clear about what he was going to do. He was going to have a look, he said. At a certain point he comes in, he says like, Mr. Leo, please come to my room. And I'm getting up, get my stuff. I wanted to record my session so that I have a witness in case anything goes wrong. When we start, he is telling me like, look, Mr. Leo, your teeth are not very good. I'm going to pull all your teeth. And I'm like, what? is quite radical. And he says, yes, we're going to do it immediately because it's better to do it quick so that you don't have time to think about it. And he immediately starts getting an injection spray and he starts putting it everywhere in my jaws, top, bottom, everywhere. And while he is doing that, he has this mask on and his glasses, goggles, and he's looking at me like, yeah. His eyes are furious. I'm like, the dentist is everything I'm associating with dangerous. You know the feeling when you're in a dental chair. The dentist might say all kind of nice things to you, but at the same time they put their big fingers in your mouth and they put all these tools in your mouth and they do all kind of things that you can't see, but you can feel them deep into your body. You can feel they're doing things. And now he's sedating me so that I can't even feel what they're doing very clearly. You can still feel it. And then the next phase comes. He takes this big tool and he starts putting it into my mouth and he starts pulling my teeth. 2 hands. He takes it and he squashes. And while he squashes, he starts wriggling. And I start feeling tearing in my mouth. And I start feeling that I'm bleeding. And then a dark cloud comes up into the back of his room. And very slowly there is this flaming red light coming from there. And there is this dark shadow moving inside the room. And I start noticing all the strange symbols on his walls. Pentagrams, tridents, all kind of strange Kabbalic symbols. I don't know what to think. I want to say to him, like, please, maybe it's a good time to stop now. And he talks to me and he says, like, I have to finish this. If I don't finish this, you're walking around with a half bad mouth and it's going to give you terrible pains, but it's already hurting me. And I start noticing there's more and more blood coming into my mouth and it's running over my cheeks and it's coming onto my beautiful white shirt. That's why I'm now wearing black. You can't see the blood. And it flows over my face. And there's this devil coming out of the clouds. And he started to point with one finger to me and to the dentist. And while he is at that moment pointing, all kinds of little demons flutter around him. And they come into the room and they start pulling on the dentist and they start pulling on the dentist. And the dentist starts using his drill and starts drilling the little demons. I have to finish it, I have to finish it, this is my life work. This is what I am born to do for this moment. The devil starts pulling him harder and it starts pulling on me and they want to tell us, they want to lift us both up from our chairs and go with them into the clouds. Fortunately, I am a Taoist, so I mutter inside myself some spells. I do my activation of my different gods and spirits that are my allies in my rituals. And at the moment when I do this, I start noticing my body starts radiating all these different colors of light. And the devil looks at me. He says like, what is going on here? I didn't expect that. And then he let go of me and he only focuses on the dentist. And the dentist starts having big eyes, his goggles fall off, his masks fall off, his jacket is being pulled upward, he takes my last tooth. And then at that moment, he flies up in the air, I see his shoes fall, and he disappears into the dark cloud. And there, all of a sudden, there is this silence, I'm there all alone. The demons have left. The dentist has left. And I'm sitting there with my bleeding mouth. Now what? first version of this story, I started writing when I was, I think, 18. I was still on high school. I was getting ready to be unemployed. And I thought very romantically, I'm going to be a famous writer. I'm going to write surreal stories. All my favorite writers were surreal writers, like in the Netherlands, the old stories of Moorish, in America, stories like Lafferty, and what's this guy, Game Burroughs, and writers like that. I really enjoyed these kind of stories. My lifestyle was very similar, weird, I guess. And the story was much longer than that. It had different kind of chapters, and it was the story about the worship of a empty teapot. There was this cult in this story worshipping this empty teapot. And this empty teapot was a resemblance of a divine reality which I didn't have any idea about at that time. I was just an adolescent. Of course, my life cycle has brought me into all these different kind of activities related to Taoism, Buddhism, Western and Eastern occult traditions, and medicine, Kung Fu, art. So I hope you enjoyed this version of that story. I will probably retell it another time in another way. I really enjoyed telling it to you, and I'm glad I could have shared it with you, so at least something of that time is saved. Oh, by the way, I still have the handwritten documents from it. So if you are a publisher, you want me to write a book,